Welcome to Microbial Concepts. So in this video, we are going to focus on clean room and interview questions related to this topic. Okay, so this video is for both freshers and experienced candidates. So for freshers, clean room is actually a new topic when you start working in say cosmetic or pharma related industries. So that is the first time you encounter a clean room and you start working there. Okay, this topic is not there in your academics, so you need to understand it, you need to learn the concept of clean room, and you should keep this concept clear in your head. Okay, because when you switch your job, you face questions related to clean room as well. Okay, so you should know what is clean room, what are different classes, or what are different ISO classification classes, okay, and other related things. So let's start. So what is a clean room? So we know that a clean room is a specialized environment designed room to maintain extremely low level of airborne particles such as say dust, microbes or chemical vapors. Okay, so uh, say for example you are working in a pharmaceutical industry where you are manufacturing, you are dealing with drugs. Now these drugs are to be administered to the patients who are suffering say from any specific kind of disease. So to minimize the microbial contamination, I am taking just one example here, that is of microbial contamination. To minimize the microbial contamination while say packaging of your drug, you need a specialized environment. Now this packaging cannot be just done in say a small cabinet like LAF or say biosafety cabinet. Okay, you need a whole big room for packaging purpose. So you need to design a separate room which is just designated for all these important processes in a industry. Okay, in an industry. So a clean room comes into a picture. So clean room has very special or it is very specially designed environment to uh, follow or to maintain the low levels of airborne particles, or to follow all these critical processes. We use clean room. Now it is used in variety of industries, say including semiconductor manufacturing, pharmaceutical, biotechnology, medical device manufacturing, aerospace, other etc. Now clean rooms typically they use a combination of air filter, because microbial contamination we are trying to control it, which is airborne. Then pressure differential, because again you need to monitor the airflow. So to maintain or to monitor the airflow, you require pressure differential. That means the pressure in one room and the pressure in another room, there should be difference between the pressure. Okay, so why? So that you can maintain the airflow properly. Then the temperature and control humidity, and specialized cleaning procedure to maintain the controlled environment. So this is all what a clean room is typically a combination of. What is the goal here? So the goal of a clean room is to minimize the amount of particulate and microbial contamination in room. Okay, the goal is to minimize the amount of particulate and microbial contamination in the room and surfaces within the clean room, to avoid damaging sensitive equipments, then interfering with the critical processes or contaminating the product itself that is being manufactured. So I hope the concept of what a clean room is, it is clear to you now. So let's move towards classification. So the classification of clean room is actually done according to the maximum allowable concentration, or you can say number of airborne particles per cubic meter of air. Now the number of airborne particles plus the specific size, particle size, is also count, or it is also monitored. We will see that in next slide. Just keep in mind what number of particles and the size in micrometers, that is also monitored. The most commonly used classification system is the FS system, that is Federal Standard 209E, which ranges from class 1, which is most stringent, to class 100,000 and higher. It requires careful design, construction and ongoing maintenance to ensure their effectiveness. Okay, not just for class 1. For every class of clean room, you need a careful construction, careful designing, and its maintenance to be done properly to ensure its effectiveness. Then they also often require specialized training and protocols for workers who enter or work in the clean room to prevent contamination. So there are specific protocols for the cleaning, okay, then for gowning, degowning, or you say donning and doffing, which means when you enter you have specialized clothes that you wear, and then you enter in a clean room to work, and after working, when you come out of the clean room, there is again a protocol that is to be followed to remove those clothes and to discard them or to store them properly for further sterilization. That depends. Now there are these kinds of protocols or SOPs which are made, and specialized trainings are to be provided to the workers who are working in the clean room area. For example, a chemical is spilled in a clean room, then what to be done? Even a protocol is there for such kind of incidences also. Okay, so training and following the SOP is very important in case of working with the clean room. Not just clean room, everywhere where there is a SOP mentioned, or where the SOP is kept, you need to follow those. Now about the classification, you can see the first table. So this is ISO class, okay, ISO classification. So it starts from class 1 to class 9 actually. So the class 1 is very stringent, and class 8 or class 9 is least clean. Okay, so you can see, so level of cleanliness is what you classify the clean room, and if you are following ISO classification, then you write it in the term of say ISO 1, ISO 2 to ISO 9. So ISO 1 is the cleanest and ISO 9 is least clean. Now when it comes to federal standard of classification, that is 209E, then you compare ISO classes with the federal standards. So ISO class 3 is now class 1 in case of FS standard. ISO class 4 is now class 10. ISO 5 is now class 100. ISO 6 is class 1000. ISO 7 is class 10,000. ISO 8 is now class 100,000. Okay, so don't get confused. Sometimes even ISO 3, ISO 4, ISO 5, even here class 3, class 4, class 5 is also sometimes it is referred like that, but you need to know what type of classification the pharmaceutical industry is following, whether it is FS or ISO. Okay, then you can see here also it is mentioned that uh, FS standards, you can see ISO 3 is class 1, ISO 4 is class 10. That is the table I have mentioned here. Now about the particle, number of particles and the particle size. So this is another table which you need to follow. So number of particles per cubic meter by micrometer size. So we will take say example of ISO class 3, which is class 1 of FS. So in case of ISO class 3, you can see 1000 particles of zero point 0.1 micrometer are allowed. Then 237 particles of zero point 0.2 micrometer are allowed. Then 102 of zero point 0.3 micrometers, then 35 of zero point 0.5, and 8 of 1 micrometer. Okay, so this is how the uh, validation, calibration, everything, or even the um, installation qualification, performance qualification, those are the all documents which you need to fill in, which you need to prepare when you do validation in the industry. So even at that time you need to check this table. Okay, you need to follow this table where whether the clean room is meeting the specific standards or not. You need to check the particle size, number of particles present. Okay, so this is about the classification. Then about the clean room garments. That means the gowning part. So these are specialized clothings which are designed to maintain the particle generation and accumulation in the clean room. Okay, to minimize the particle generation and accumulation in the clean room. That means to avoid the contamination, to lower or to keep the contamination at lowest possible, we use this type of specialized garments. So they help prevent contamination from what? From clothing fibers, then skin flecks. If a person who is working there has a has a hair fall issue, then the skin flecks, the hairs, okay, dandruff, these can act as contaminants. Okay, and not just airborne particulate contamination but also microbial contamination. So to minimize this, there are several types of clean room garments that we use. So let's start with the coveralls or jumpsuits. Now jumpsuit is the one which you see here. Okay, coveralls, it is labeled here. Okay, so it is from your shoulder to your toe. You get a one piece uh, cloth which you wear, and it is one piece garment that covers the entire body and are most oftenly they are made up of synthetic materials like polyester or polypropylene. Okay, then there are smocks or lab coats. Now these garments are worn over street clothes and are more often of cotton and polyester blend. But I want to mention it here that this is used means that means uh, you can replace the jumpsuit with lab coat if you're working with the less strict class of clean rooms. That means ISO 8 or ISO 9. Only there you can work under lab coats. Otherwise, from class ISO 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you need to follow jumpsuits. Okay. Then you have gloves. Clean room gloves are made up of materials like latex, nitrile or vinyl and are designed to reduce the shredding of particles. So then you have face mask or hoods. So you can see here in the image given here, face mask is to cover your mouth and then there is hood. Now hood is one which covers your face and your head. Okay, and they are designed to reduce the release of particles from the wearer's skin or breath and even hair fall. Now after that you have shoe covers or booties. Now these are disposable covers which are worn over street shoes and are or specialized or designed clean room footwear. Now in many pharmaceutical industries, uh, in a gowning room you will find there are designated clean room footwears. That means you need to remove your street shoes, you have to wear those clean room footwears and over that again you have to use shoe covers. Okay, so um, this is a way to minimize the contamination through your footwears. Then after that you have goggles, safety glasses which are to be worn to mainly to protect your eyes. Now in the gowning area you will find such kind of stainless steel bench which is there for actually the purpose is to help you to get dressed up properly. Okay, to get gowned up properly. So gowning is also known as donning. Okay, there is another term, and doffing is when you come out after working, after completing your work from clean room area, you need to degown. That means you need to remove everything, your hood, your jumpsuit, your face mask, goggles, shoe covers, etc. So that process is doffing. Now always remember that when you are entering a clean room, always use sterilized clean room garments. Okay, and if you are using say face mask or gloves which are use and throw type of garments, then after using them, after coming out of clean room, when you are doffing or degowning, you need to throw them. And after coming out of clean room, when you remove your hood and jumpsuit, you need to keep it in a stainless steel bin which is designated for sterilization. Okay, so you will keep it in a bin or a cabinet which where you store used hoods and jumpsuits which are taken for the sterilization. Okay, so these are the very small important things which are to be followed and which are to be trained for a person to be followed and used, because if you practice this, then and then only you will be successful for minimizing the contamination in clean room. Okay, so gowning is a very important part. So how the process goes? So in case of non-sterile, what is non-sterile clean room gowning? The product that is being manufactured in that industry is of non-sterile type. Okay, so in that case, first, pre-entry. So pre-entry is the first step where you need to first cover your hair and you cover your shoes. Okay, street shoes. After that you start gowning. So in pre-entry, what are the two steps? You cover your head by using a hair net and you cover your shoes by using shoe covers. Then you start gowning. Now before touching your hood or say jumpsuit, what you have to do, you have to wear a pair of gloves. Now these are termed as gowning gloves. Why? Because you are using it for gowning purpose. After wearing gloves, you will go for mask, then hoodies. Okay, you wear these both. First, you have to wear hoodie because it has to be to ensure the snug fit and proper face and your neck is sealed. Okay, so the lower part, which is over your shoulders, that has to be uh, covered by your jumpsuit. Okay, so first you have to wear hood and then you wear your overall or jumpsuit. Okay, so in case of jumpsuit, you have to be sure that sleeves and upper garments, they do not touch bench or your floor. Okay, why? Because now you are gowning, you are getting ready to enter the clean room, so your garment should not touch the bench or floor. Now you have to tuck the shoulder panels from the hoodie inside before zipping up your jumpsuit. After that, you wear boot covers. Okay, now boot covers are different than shoe covers. Over shoe covers, you wear your boot covers. They are of high top shoe covers. That means the height is more as compared to the shoe covers. After that, you wear goggles and then you wear secondary sterile gloves, and using these gloves you will work inside. Okay, then about doffing or degowning, that means you have completed your work, you are getting out of your clean room and you need to remove your garments. So how to proceed? So there is also a protocol for doffing or degowning. So first you will remove the gloves which you have used for working inside. Then you already have a pair, the second pair, which you used for gowning purpose, so that is a clean pair of gloves, so you can use those for touching your hoodie, your safety glasses, etc. So using those gloves you can remove your goggles, your hood, your face masks, your boot covers, and then you will remove your jumpsuit. Okay, now you can remove the second pair of gloves. You have to discard after each change, after each use. Okay, and then you can touch your hairnet and your shoe covers. So this is the process that is followed for gowning and degowning. So now I hope you are able to answer a few of these interview questions after watching this video. So very first, what is clean room and what are its main characteristics, or why a clean room is important in industry. Okay, you can get a question like this. Then next is, why are clean rooms important in industries such as pharmaceuticals or biotechnology? Then what are the different classes of clean rooms and how are they classified based on the particle count? Then you can get a question like, what are the different types of clean room garments and why are they necessary? Then what is gowning, what is the difference between gowning and degowning? Okay, a question like that also. Then what is the difference between clean rooms of different classifications? Okay, like what is the difference between ISO classification and what is the difference between federal system classification. Or you can get a question like what is different between class 100 and class 1000 of clean room. Okay, so depending on what answer you give for the questions, depending on that you may get a cross question. Okay, so do answer wisely and get your concepts clear before your interview. So I hope this video is helpful to you all. Thank you for watching this video. Do give a thumbs up, do like my videos, do share my videos with your friends, and do subscribe to my channel. And yes, don't forget to watch part 2 of this video.